Good morning, and welcome to First Parish in Needham, a Unitarian Universalist congregation. First Parish is a community of humanists, theists, agnostics, atheists, and interfaith families that gathers in love, diversity, and service. Whether you are here with us in the sanctuary or joining us from home on Zoom or YouTube, we welcome you here and are glad that you are with us. I am Elliot Chakowski, president of the congregation. Today is a special day at First Parish. This morning's service, known as Music Sunday, is dedicated to presenting interesting and beautiful music. Our fantastic music director, Laura Nevitt, has been rehearsing the First Parish Choir to perform several moving pieces. They have also brought in guest musicians to accompany the choir and to present some compositions for string and woodwind ensembles. We are truly blessed to have a music program so full of talent and vitality, and we hope you will enjoy the program as much as we, members of the choir, enjoyed practicing for it. This afternoon, between 12:15 and 12:30, we'll start our annual meeting. This is an important event that brings the membership together to make critical decisions on the work of the church. It will take place in this meeting house as well as on Zoom for those that are participating remotely. To entice those of you here in the sanctuary to stay for the annual meeting, the Friends of Social Hour have prepared a delicious lunch in the parish hall right after the conclusion of the service. All are invited. We hope that you will stay connected with all that's happening at First Parish by following us on social media and signing up for our weekly newsletter, The Bell Notes, through uuneedham.org or by mailing our administrator at office@uuneedham.org. Welcome again to everyone here in the building and online, and good morning.
I'm so excited to be here for our annual Music Sunday with this incredible assemblage of musicians and of singers. Thank you, Laura, for bringing this Sunday service together. As we light our chalice, symbol of the Unitarian Universalist faith, we read words from gay Black Harlem Renaissance writer and activist Langston Hughes. If I just had a piano, if I just had an organ, if I just had a drum, how I could praise my Lord. But I don't need no piano, neither organ nor drum, for to praise my Lord.
In the Unitarian Universalist tradition, the covenant is a set of promises the membership of a congregation strives to honor with one another and out in the world. Whether we participate in our community online or in the building, we strive to live these promises every day. Please say along with me the words of our parish covenant as in your order of service. Together, we gather as a loving community to encourage and comfort one another. We gather as a diverse community to support each other in our search for spiritual truth. We gather as a service community to live our beliefs through action and care for our world.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm Laura Nevitt, our Director of Music. And for our Time for All Ages today, I thought it'd be fun for us to have a couple of our instrumentalists demonstrate their instruments and talk to us a little bit about them. So we have a chamber orchestra up here. So we have our string players. Your string players, raise your hands here. Or your bows, that would be good. And then our woodwind players behind them. And we also have some composers here. Adam wrote the last piece that he just played. And the string quartet's going to play a piece that I wrote as well. So that's a cool thing, too. So Adam, would you tell us some about your instrument and maybe demo something for us?
Hello, everyone. So this here is the double bass, also known as the contrabass, the upright bass, the bass fiddle, a million other names, or just call it the bass. And so the thing that makes the bass kind of unique from the other string instruments you have here is that the bass is tuned a little bit differently. So whereas all the other string instruments are tuned in fifths, this is tuned in fourths. So if anyone here plays guitar, the bottom four strings are the same as on the guitar. So we've got a G, D, A, and E. But if you're like me and you have this weird contraption up here at the top, you can go all the way down to a low C. Yeah. That's right. And that's why I play bass, because you can feel it, and it's really, really great. And I love playing a lot of different genres, so you heard a little bit of what I just played, which actually I didn't write that last one, I arranged it, but because I changed what I was playing last minute to fit the vibe a little bit more. But that was a piece by a cellist, Mike Block, called Slow Day at the Cafe. So I love doing folk music as well as classical music, and you can do a lot of jazz and other genres on here. And I can demonstrate a little something with a little percussion that I think is kind of fun, so let me show that. So I particularly love the bass because I feel like you can play it with pretty much any genre. Everyone needs a bassist, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll pass it off to...
That was fancy. All right, Christian, would you tell us a little bit about the bassoon, which just happens to be Reverend Katie's favorite instrument? When we were doing the orchestra, I was like, well, if we, want to, the bassoon and the oboe are optional. And she was like, no, you need to hire a bassoon, and I'm going to check on you to make sure you did. Could you tell us a little bit about your instrument?
Hi, everyone. My name is Christian, and I'm one of the woodwind players. I'm playing the bassoon here. The bassoon is one of the four common woodwind instruments found in the orchestra, along with flute, clarinet, oboe, and bassoon being the lowest one. You'll see it's quite tall, quite large, and just like Adam, it's one of the lower sounding instruments, one of the bass instruments. I could play a little something. It's kind of tough with one hand. I could just speak. Yeah. Aside from playing low, it could also play quite high. And it has the different timbres, low and rich, and then kind of like wispy, mysterious sounding as it gets higher. What makes the bassoon kind of interesting is that it's one of the double reed instruments along with the oboe. So all our noise really comes from this little contraption called the double reed. Alone, it sounds very annoying, almost like a deer call. And once it's placed on the bassoon, you wouldn't imagine that it sounded like that, but the bassoon amplifies it to give it that warm, rich sound. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Christian. Awesome. All right, and now we'll have a musical meditation of the string quartet.
Will you join me now in the spirit of prayer and meditation? Join me in a deep breath in and out as we drop into this present moment. As you continue breathing in and out, please hold in your hearts Laura Brown and her family, as yesterday morning they said goodbye to her mother, Aurora, who died peacefully after many days of being attended to by family and visited by our Betty singers. Aurora, thank you for your many contributions to First Parish. May your spirit be at rest. Laura offers to us today a poem prayer from Indian Irish writer and illustrator Nikita Gill. Spirit of life and love. When the day's mistakes are too much to bear, when everything feels like devastation beyond repair, may we remind ourselves how mystical it is that every day the clocks reset to 00.00. The reason they say midnight is the witching hour is because a new day rises from the ashes of the old. Embers breathe new life to its fire, giving us a chance to mend, a change, to restore all that is broken and what we thought was lost. Amen. Please remain seated and join in singing our meditative response, Voice Small and Still. The lyrics are in your orders of service and at number 391 in your gray hymnals. This congregation has been supported by the volunteered time and treasure of its members and friends since its founding in 1711. This is the time in our service when we, the modern stewards of the church, offer what we can to build and sustain the congregation and the world we envision. For the month of May, our congregation is sharing our collection 50-50 with the Needham Diversity Initiative. The Needham Diversity Initiative is a local volunteer-run nonprofit whose mission is to create a more welcoming town. Their goal is to explore, foster, strengthen, and celebrate Needham's diversity of race, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, ethnic identity, socioeconomic status, ability, and age. They organize and co-sponsor many events every year, including Needham's annual Diversity Summit, Martin Luther King Day celebration, and Race Amity Day. To donate to today's offering, you can use one of 3 different methods as described in detail in your orders of service. You can use our Text to Give program or donate through our website, uuneedham.org, or drop a check or cash in the collection plate or mail a check to First Parish. Whichever way you donate, please remember to specify whether your donation is meant for the plate collection or for your annual pledge. And if this is one of your first visits to First Parish, we also encourage you to fill out a yellow card in your pew back and to drop it in the collection plate or to fill out our online visitors form at uuneedham.updates.church. Thank you for everything you are able to give to help support and sustain this congregation and the vital work of our community partners. And many thanks to the Zinner family for our beautiful flowers today in honor of beloved mother and grandmother, Ellen Zinner. May the ushers please come forward.
The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler, long as I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was as grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Summer ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Choose something like a star. O star, the fairest one in sight, we grant your loftiness the right. To some obscurity of cloud, it will not do to say of night, since dark is what brings out your light. Some mystery becomes the proud, but to be wholly taciturn in your reserve is not allowed. Say something to us we can learn, and when alone, repeat. Say something, and it says, I burn. But say, with what degree of heat? Talk Fahrenheit, talk centigrade. Use language we can comprehend. Tell us what elements you blend. It gives us strangely little aid, but does tell us something in the end. And steadfast as Keats' eremite, not even stooping from its sphere, it asks little of us here. It asks of us a certain height, so when at times the mob is swayed to carry praise or blame too far, we may choose something like a star to stay our minds on and be stayed.
Many thanks again to Laura, to our First Parish Choir, to all of our guests here today. You all are amazing. Thank you for offering your music this Sunday. As we near the close of our service, let me share with you some brief highlights of what's coming up at First Parish. All are welcome to our social hours, both in the parish hall and on Zoom. As you heard from Elliot, if you're here in the building, the parish committee has provided lunch to us today to entice you to stay for our congregation's annual meeting, which will begin just after our social hours have wrapped up. Please remember that some printed copies of the annual report are available in the church office and that electronic copies are available through the bell notes and our website. Caregivers is also meeting today on Zoom at 3 p.m., hopefully after the annual meeting has concluded. Coming up this week, we have an amazing Lane Lyceum this Tuesday evening on Zoom featuring 2 nationally recognized writers and activists discussing reproductive justice and faith. Though our Thursday Vespers have wrapped up for this church year, our other regular Zoom groups, Writing Escapes, Meditation Ministry, and Creative Escapes, are still meeting on Thursday and Friday. Find all those Zoom links in our e-newsletter, the Bell Notes, as well as information on our reproductive justice fundraiser and an accessibility survey. Please also note in your calendars that Tabby Rapolt's and Helen Lane's memorial services are coming up the first 2 Saturdays in June. Tabby's at 10 a.m. June 3rd, Helen's at 3 p.m. on June 10th. Before we extinguish our chalice, we do have a surprise for one of our most devoted and assuredly our longest participating church member for many decades of service to our choir. She's not even looking at me. She knows it's coming. I'm so sorry. Take it away, Janet and Laura. Is the light on? Is the light on?
I needed to rehearse this. Sorry. Thank you, thank
There you
you,
go.
thank you. Okay, so Buffy, Laura and the choir thought today would be a terrific opportunity to thank you for your 7 decades of generous service to the choir. And thank you barely begins to say it. You've loyally shown up for countless rehearsals and Sundays, and of course, shared your lovely soprano voice every single time. More than that, you've invited and encouraged many of us to join the choir, and then shown by your example how to work hard to prepare and then to experience the joy of making music together. We thank you. And for your days and days and days of filing music in the music room, especially. But your lifelong love of music extends far beyond the First Parish Choir. You've contributed your beautiful soprano to the Dedham Choral Society, including overseas trips, and to the Berkshire Festival Chorus, and here at home again to Betty's Singers, our own TLC traveling choir. The joy of attending BSO concerts and operas has inspired others to join you. Your passion for music is contagious. Thank you for all the effort and all the beauty. We are so very grateful.
Buffy, we love you and thank you upon your retirement from the First Parish Choir. Thank you for all that you've done for First Parish. It's impossible to state it all. We always extinguish our chalice here with words promising to carry its flame in our hearts until we are together again, until we are all together again. Please join me from home or from here in the building in saying those words written by UU minister, Reverend Elizabeth Sally Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, nor the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our closing hymn, Spirit of Life, was written by Euro-American feminist activist and singer-songwriter Carolyn McDade. Please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing Spirit of Life. The lyrics are in your orders of service and at number 123 in your gray hymnals.
And now the benediction. The universe sings no less because time and space wear us thin. The music calls us to recognize our limitations, to recognize that the song is best sung with others.